That's wide
Exactly.
open. Oh, my God, it's Trey Lance.
It is
Trey
Lance.
Oh.
That threw us for a loop. The quarterback
Oh.
from North Dakota State, who has 17 career starts in college football, is now going to be a quarterback within the 49ers.
But we talk about what Kyle Shanahan likes to do with his offense. He loves to run the heck out of that ball, and he loves to get everybody involved in doing so. A lot of motion, a lot of deception, and it's sort of a run package that is built around a guy that is very talented with the ball in his hands down the field in that regard.
So Trey Lance, take everything that you've heard, obviously the level of competition, playing in the FCS at North Dakota State, which is a powerhouse.
Yes.
It's a program you can trust. Think about the similarities to Kyle Shanahan's offense. They ran a ton of multi-tight end sets there.
Absolutely.
He was under center as much or more as any quarterback coming out of this year's draft. Great deep ball accuracy, but when you talk to people and you hear around the league about this guy in the process leading up, talking brilliant when it comes to football IQ. People rave about his ability to digest, process, and just learn. He sounds like one of the guys through this pre-draft process we always talk about that has really endeared himself to teams with the way and the aptitude.
The amount of responsibility that he had at the line of scrimmage, setting protections, allowing himself to sort of draw the dirt in real time as far as orchestrating that North Dakota State offense to his liking, and he took advantage of it fully and really did a dang good job of doing it, taking care of the football all the while.
And you know what? This is, so we expected it to be 1, 2, and 3. Most people expected it to be Mac Jones. The thing that we kept saying about this was when you traded up for the number 3 overall pick, you gave up so many resources. Right. Those are the resources you give up for the upside of someone like Trey Lance. It is no slight to Mac Jones, who is going to be a first-round quarterback, but with the upside, Trey Lance, 1 year as a starter, a full-time starter before that game against Central Arkansas this year. And Fitz, this is the biggest movement in the draft we've had so far, and this is exciting, I think, for San Fran.
This, to me, means Jimmy G's going to be back in San Francisco. I don't care what anybody says until I see otherwise. I believe that because Trey Lance needs time. But I also am just going to ask, as a contrarian in this process, I know, Field, you think I hate everything.
I mean, you're dug in right now.
Right, what the hell's the point of playing college football then? Cool. Like, if we're going to downgrade Justin Fields for 2 bad games against quality defenses, we're going to upgrade
that feels like
somebody.
A wildly macro argument.
No, I mean, but he has all the traits, and he looks great, and he's super smart. But what's the point then?
Let's wait and see where Justin Fields gets drafted. By the way, we're only 3 picks in, right? Anything could happen here. Right. But what I would say here is, first of all, there's a ton of value in Trey Lance playing college football. There's a ton of value in Trey Lance playing this season, by the way. We'll get to that in just a minute.
One game?
Yes, because here's part of the reason why. I'm sure Gojo, maybe who's dialed in on the college football scene, knows this. If North Dakota State had not played their game this year, and the only reason why they played was to showcase Trey Lance, if he wanted it, right, was there would be players, a lot of his teammates would have risked losing partial scholarships this year if they didn't have a season. Trey Lance was like, I'm going to play. I'm going to play this year. And he didn't play a great game, but you know how much that game meant to him to have his teammates continue to pursue their dream, because 98% of them aren't playing in the NFL. His teammate Dylan Radin's left tackle probably, he certainly will be. But a lot of those guys won't be. Leadership was shown by Trey Lance, and he's a work in progress. He's a young kid. He's only 20 years old. But there's so much upside here. It's just ridiculous. And to think of him in the Kyle Shanahan offense, I know we're showing a bunch of highlights. My favorite one, James Madison, national championship game, and it looks like a busted play. He turns what should have been a sack into like a 15-yard rugby scrum. Competitive instincts out the wazoo. I love the player.
Sure, and listen, I mean, Shanahan, who is a master at the run game, will certainly take advantage of his athleticism when he gets in there. Yep. Now, this is interesting, though. So you heard both Ashley and Gojo mention, just the 17 games, right? And so since the 2006 NFL draft, there's only been 6 quarterbacks that have been drafted in the first round with fewer than 20 college starts. And it's kind of a mixed bag, right? There's some hits. Cam Newton, right? Kyler Murray looks pretty good. Decent. Ryan Tannehill took him a while, but now has found himself in Tennessee. But then you got Dwayne Haskins. You got Trubisky, who's now backing up in Buffalo. You got Mark Sanchez, who, got to an AFC championship game twice, but also, I don't think his career went the way he probably wanted or the Jets wanted. So kind of a mixed bag there in terms of players that flashed but didn't have a long, productive college career.